Hello, hello. All right, so today we're going to talk about if I could just lose, we'll use the number 10 because that's very cliche. If I could just lose 10 more pounds, I would finally feel confident. I finally would feel good, right? And this is such a great conversation. I had an epiphany with one of my coaching clients yesterday. We were coaching and she has gotten to her lowest weight she's ever been. She's like, in her entire adult life, she's never been at this weight. She's in her 40s. She's literally been maintaining 1 month, okay? So I get her on the phone and she says, I think I'm ready now to lose more weight. And I said, what? I said, you're at your lowest weight you've ever been in your adult life. She's like, I know, but I think if I could lose 6 to 8 more kilos, she's in Germany, so it's all in kilos. She goes, I think I would be happier. And I said, really? And I said, okay, let's talk about that. Where did that thought come from? She says, well, I saw myself in a mirror. And she goes, and I knew it was my lower brain saying, you know, you look squishy. You don't look like you've lost any weight, da, 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 da. She says, and I was able to come back with, no, you know, I've been stepping on the scale. I know my weight's where it's supposed to be, yada, yada, yada. So she got where these thoughts were coming from. But she's noticed even more of these thoughts have come in. And we had a really good conversation about this. I see this for every woman. She gets to a weight that is better than where she was, or maybe her goal weight, or maybe like in this client's situation, she's lower than she's ever been in her adult life. She maybe wants to stay there a month or so, and then the lower brain starts to talk to you. Look at your squishy stomach. You had kids. Maybe if we lose a little bit more weight, you won't have squishy stomach. What about the cellulite on the back of your thighs? Maybe if we lose a little bit more weight, you won't have so much cellulite on the back of your thighs. It will find something that is seemingly wrong that requires you to now make another change to lose more weight. So I gave her an assignment. This is an assignment I had given her 2 weeks prior, and she started realizing that she really didn't have a good reason. I said, okay, here's the deal. You need to come up with the reasons why losing this weight is so important, the 6 to 8 kilos you want to lose. And she said every reason she was coming up with, she realized stemmed back to a lower brain thought. And I told her, I would love to tell you, if you just lost the 6 to 8 kilos, that lower brain would stop talking to you, but it won't. It absolutely won't. It will then you'll get the 6 to 8 kilos off, it'll find something else wrong with you, and then you'll feel this compulsion to lose more weight because this is an area you've had a lot of experience with. You feel a level of control, and it's going to keep driving you back there. I see it happen daily. Daily I see this happen. I see it in our maintainers group. I see it with my coaching clients who get to their goal. It's a very common thing because it's not a logical decision to lose more weight. It is a lower brain driven decision to lose more weight. So here's how you know. I gave her an example. I said, okay, so here's the deal. Before we lose 6 to 8 more kilos, which I could care either way, I don't care either way. But I told her, I said, if the only reason you're doing it is to quiet your lower brain, it's a pointless endeavor. You're on a hamster wheel. And this is, by the way, the book, Just a Thought by Dr. Amy Johnson. I actually had a sign for her to read that section again where it says brains say you're never good enough, because that's part of your brain's MO. Every time you achieve a goal, you run a triathlon, you accomplish this thing at work, it will always seek out another goal for you, always. It will always say, okay, now what? Now what do we need to fix? Now what do we need to do? Because it is trying to make itself useful in a situation that is actually not really relevant in anymore. Okay, your lower brain doesn't really serve a day-to-day purpose like it once did. So it's constantly looking around in your new life where food is plentiful, there's no immediate threats, and it's looking for anything that it can do to make itself useful to you, okay? So I said to her, what I want you to do, and this is a good assignment for you as well, if you have the thought, I should lose more weight, ask yourself why. What is the driving force? So for her, it was, I have a squishy stomach. and I saw myself in a mirror and I felt fluffy, and I think I'll feel more confident if I do it. All the root causes of her decision to feel more confident and lose this other 6 to 8 kilos is coming from lower brain driven thoughts that she had, right? But let's say she goes to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you know what, your LDL cholesterol is a little high. I think if you lost 6 to 8 kilos and you maybe cut out saturated fats or something, you might be able to lower that number. That is a factual reason for doing it. It is not a lower brain driven reason for doing it. It's not, I will feel better about myself when I will finally feel like I completed the race. I will feel less fluffy. I will feel less squishy. I'll be able to fit into those jeans, because and even that, you'll say, oh, I'll fit into the jeans. And there will be another problem. I guarantee it. Like if I'm in casino, if I'm in Las Vegas, I'm putting all the chips on the table. All of them. That your lower brain, once you achieve the goal, will find another problem. It just will happen. So you have to make a very educated decision on, should I really lose this weight? Like, is it going to just scratch this itch of my lower brain? Because that becomes a habit loop in of itself. Every time I feel crappy about my body, I lose more weight, AKA eating disorders, right? This is kind of how this all gets going. I don't feel control in my everyday life. I feel discomfort. I don't like the way my body looks. My lower brain's talking to me about it. If I lost this weight, if I do this thing, I'll feel better. You do the thing, you might feel better. Like she was okay for a month. Then she wants to lose more weight, right? This is very typical. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. I want to encourage you, if you are at that place where, okay, you think you're at a good weight, this is the weight you've been striving for, and you're having these thoughts come up, maybe I should lose more weight. Ask yourself, what are the factual reasons, not lower brain driven reasons. What are the factual reasons that you would want to lose weight? I gave her another example. Somebody's lost weight. They're like, I think I should lose more. Okay, great. Why? Well, when I go to the airport, I still have very difficult time getting into the seat comfortably. Logical, factual reason. That's something you can check off a list. No doubt that that's going to probably get better. If you're having blood pressure issues and your doctor says, hey, you know what, if you could lose maybe another 10 or 20 pounds, I think we could lower your medication. Factual reason. But all those feelings, I want to feel confident, I want to feel good in my body, I want to feel X, Y, and Z. Please hear me. It would be wonderful if when you got there that were true, but it isn't, because your brain won't let it be true. It's going to say, oh, now you're here. Well, this isn't what we thought it was going to look like. This isn't what we envisioned. So now we're going to go ahead and say, let's just do a little bit more. Let's get this a little further down. And you're in this you're just in a hole, shoveling out dirt. And every time you think you get to the bottom, there's more dirt. You're just shoveling more. And this is important because if the only reason you're going to lose that next 10, whatever, 6 to 8 kilos, whatever, is because you think it will make you feel something, okay? Feelings are like the wind. They change constantly all day. Your lower brain will never be satisfied with where you are at any given time. It's always going to find a way. So what I'm having her work on is say, okay, in the next month, is there any real tangible reason I should lose this weight? Or is all my desire to lose this weight just coming from my lower brain chatter? And I'm going to challenge you with the same thing. Some of you might have lost weight and maybe you're in a place where losing more, there is tangible, real world benefits for doing it. And so I would say continue on. But if you're at a weight where you're living a healthy life, you lose the next 10 pounds, and nothing other than how you're going to feel is supposed to change, I'm just trying to, in a really loving kind of way, give you a heads up that 10 pounds isn't going to produce the feeling you think it's going to produce. Getting a reduction in blood pressure medication or getting off statins or doing something like that, that's factual. You can actually go to the doctor. Oh yeah, everything's better now. Let's do this. Check, check, right? Feeling less squishy, feeling less fluffy, feeling more confident. All of these feelings are not going to be permanent fixtures in your life. As soon as you come up against something difficult, your husband's leaving you, one of your kids is in the hospital, you're having like a multitude of problems all at once, you have a report due for work, somebody's coming into town. Also, every time anxiety and stress goes up, coming back to weight loss is part of your comfort in a weird way, because you've done it so much. It's probably an area that you're super comfortable doing. And so it will always be offered up. You know, maybe if we just lost that other 10 pounds. And I see this all the time. Women are up to their eyeballs in stress. They got all this crap going on in their life. They're totally overwhelmed. And that's when they say, hey, you know what? I need to get serious about my weight loss. Like, what it is your lower brain is seeking for something that you feel powerful, in control with. And it wants you to do that to feel better, to feel the sense of relief. Because there's so much stuff going on in your life that maybe feels disjointed, out of control, problematic. So it's wanting to help fix the problem, right? And that's why it offers it up. So I really, please hear me on this. I know it's like in your head, but Heather, no, you just don't get it. If I just lost this 10 pounds, I really... Give it time. Give it time. Once you lose that 10 pounds, it could be 5 months from now, a year from now. You're going to have the thought, I still don't like my body, still don't feel confident, something's wrong. I saw myself in the mirror, didn't like what I saw. Maybe I should lose another 10 pounds. I am not kidding you. This happens all the time. So what you want to do before you choose to lose more weight, if it's always going to be a lower brain driven reason, that just means you're going to be doing it again and again and again. And that thought will not go away. You're not pacifying the thought, or let me rephrase. Yes, you are. You are pacifying the thought of whatever the discomfort is, meaning like literally you're putting a binky in a baby's mouth. But within time, the baby's going to spit the binky back out and you're going to have the problem all over again. So it's just a temporary fix. Do you see what I mean? That's the thing I want you to take away from this. Getting off statins, permanent fix. Coming off high blood pressure medication, permanent fix. You have knee issues. Your doctor says, hey, if you lost 20 more pounds, I think you would take some serious pressure off. Tangible fix, okay? Those are things you can't argue. All the other stuff, you can argue till the cows come home. So just want to make sure you're super clear on this thought, I just need to lose more weight because I will feel ... You guys have a great day. Hope the video helped. I will talk to you soon. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back with another video. Talk to you soon.